Welcome back, everyone. We have a great guest. We got Taylor from Left to Suffer. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Living my life, hanging out, get to be here, doing interviews, so I'm excited.
Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to get this interview for a while. When the record dropped, I was like, psh, mind blown.
Let's go. Now we're here. I'm stoked.
Let's get into this. This is your guys' second studio record. What made you guys want to do an album over an EP?
We just wanted to do a little bit more than just like 4 or 5 songs. We were like, yo, let's keep it 8. We'll do like a short album. Because we don't want to do too long, but we didn't want to do too short, not give people enough.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, I think 8 songs will be like sufficient enough where people will be like, fuck yeah, I'm stoked on 8 songs, and not like, damn, dude, I wish that you did more than 5 songs, or like, damn, dude, you guys did 14 songs. It's a lot of fucking music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially nowadays, like if you do like the 14 song route, like the last like 4 songs of the album, I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna end up listening to unless they're just like super into the album. You know what I mean?
Right. And a lot of time by like that time, it's just fillers. It's not even like it's like catchy songs. It's just fillers.
And I think that that's like a big thing that like older bands used to do is they'd be like, yo, we gotta write 12 songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like 5 of those songs will be like bangers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the rest of the album will be like, oh, okay, they wrote for an album, so we just wanted to keep it like short and sweet and like put our all of our effort into just 8 songs, you know what I mean? So we can make like the most sick shit as we can instead of just trying to write a bunch of music just for the sake of writing music.
Definitely. And like what I noticed is, so in 2020 you guys released a record, and the next 2 years you did EPs. So how long did it take for you guys to write and record this album?
This album, we wrote it in a week. So we basically went up to my guitarist's house. He lives like way out in White Plains, Georgia, which is like in the middle of like nowhere. Like we had like no Wi-Fi. Like it was literally like desolation. And so we went out there and we like locked ourselves in his house for like a week and like a half, I think, or like a week, 2 weeks maybe, something like that. And we just started cranking out music, and we were just like every day we'd wake up, we'd make coffee because none of us are morning people.
Yeah.
And so we're just like struggling to get awake. And then like by the time we wake up, it's like, 11, 12 o'clock. And then we're just like grinding for the rest of the day. We're like sitting in this room and we're writing music. And I think that's where we thrive the most, is where we're all together, like just jamming out like in front of a computer, And so I thought it was like super cathartic for me because like just having like my boys there and just all writing music together is like super cool. So like that was pretty much I don't know. It took us like not too long because we literally just are so comfortable doing it that way,
Yeah, that makes sense though. And so with the writing and recording process, has it changed since your guys' first release?
Oh yeah, their first release was like a collection of singles. So it was like the Year of Suffering thing was just like a lot of our singles, and like a lot of those early on singles we wrote like together, but we didn't know anything about a computer at that time. We were like, we don't know how the fuck to record ourselves. We don't know how to run a DAW. We don't know any of that stuff. So we had a storage unit that we practiced in, and it was like, dude, it was like this tiny storage unit. Like it was just me, Peter, Jacob, Christian, and our old drummer. And we would sit in there and we would like live jam. Like we would like sit there and like actually like old school write music, and then we'd have to remember it. And then one of us would like put our phone on the ground and like record it in like really shitty quality just to try to remember the riffs that we were doing and stuff. But like that's how like a lot of like the earlier stuff was written, like Burden and Lost at Last and Just for Now. Like all of those like really early Left to Suffer stuffs were all like written like shittily on a phone and in a storage unit because we didn't know how to run computers.
And I'm guessing in those storage units, you guys must have been hot as fuck, dude. Like,
dude, it was so fucked. Like, I remember we'd be there in the summer, and we would just be sitting in there, just like absolutely fucking hating our lives. We're like, why the fuck do we do? My bad. Am I allowed to cuss on this? By the way,
go ahead. It's my podcast.
Okay. But yeah, I just hated life because I was, we're all like big dudes. Yeah. Like all of us are like over. Not all of us, but like most of us, like Christian, like our bass player is like the shortest guy. He's like 6'1" or 6 foot. Dang. And then I'm 6'7". My guitarist is 6'5". My other guitarist is 6'3" or 6'4", 6'3", I think. And like so, and we're all just like bigger dudes, you know what I mean? So we're all just like crammed in this tiny, like hot, like compressed air, like awful situation. It was just so shitty.
It sounds amazing because, like, dude, they're not even big inside like a storage unit, and you guys are saying you're 6'7".
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it was rough. It was rough. I mean, we made anything work back then, though, dude. We were scumbagging it up back then. We were just like the prototypical band dude back then. We were just like, fuck jobs, like we're doing fucking local band shit all the time, and we were just like ripping gigs and smoking weed. That's literally all. That's like our existence. That's all it was back then. It was just so bad. We had like the only goal we had was just to do music, which is cool. I mean, it paid off in the end, but
I mean, just think, like, what I've been reading lately is you guys are one of those bands that are impacting like the deathcore scene. Would you have thought that back in the day that you guys would be one of the bands like impacting deathcore, making it relevant?
absolutely not. Yeah, I don't. It's crazy. Like I feel like I still don't even like really accept that because I'm just like I get told all the time, like people are just like, man, like you guys are really like doing cool shit, man. And I'm like I really do. Like we still are just the same band as we were back then. You know what I mean? Like we're still the same. Like we get high and we get on stage and we play shows and we write music and like to a fault sometimes, you know what I mean, like we do, like we just we just vibe, dude, like, and we have like an insane manager, bro, like Jeff Mennick. He literally like goes to the ends of the world to help us out and like grow this band, and like we could just like couldn't do it without him. And it's just like it's a hard thing because you're always living with imposter syndrome whenever you're just like in a situation where like you start popping off really fast, you know what I mean? And so you just don't think that anything's really real, or you don't really deserve it because everything's just so fresh and so fast, and it just feels very crazy, and you just feel like the same person you were 4 years ago. I mean, I'm definitely a different person, but I still feel like more like moral wise, like I'm still the same guy that was living in a trailer, like with like black mold and like fucking playing fucking shitty local shows and stuff, and like smoking weed till I fucking passed out every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still feels like that's me. You know what I mean? But I'm not now. Like like that's not the same person I am. But I still feel like it's just crazy. It's like I feel like I could ramble about it all day, but it's just like hard to explain. And I feel like that's like my word vomit kind of portrays that. It's just hard to explain.
Yeah, but to think about it, like, look at you, like you're talking about 4 years ago, and you still feel like kind of in that situation. You're collabing with everyone. Like you've done so many collabs over the years, and you're still collabing. Like, and you're in one of the dream situation. You have Will Ramos, you got Darius, you got Taylor. Well, the other Taylor. Like you're thriving.
It's pretty insane. Trust me. I have moments where I'm like, wow, dude, I can't believe I've like made it this far. You know what I mean? Like I just I'm thankful for everything that I've accomplished this far and that I strive to accomplish in the future. Like I'm just I'm thankful for everything and everybody.
Oh yeah. And as a vocalist, what lyrics have you written that mean the most to you?
I write a lot of things that mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I speak from the heart when I write with pretty much everything. Because I don't like just writing hype music for no reason. You know what I mean? I'm just like I don't have it in me to just be like I'm just gonna write this shit and like not feel it, because like I have to play it live. You know what I mean? So I wanna be able to connect to my music. So like I mean the thing that I think that I like really connect to the most is the On Death, this little EP right here. This On Death EP. I was in a really bad spot mentally when we wrote it, and I was broke, dude. I was like hating life, and I just like was working in a kitchen, and I just remember like coming home and just being so like viscerally depressed the whole like all the time, and I just like was still like I like deal with like these like night terrors and stuff or whatever, like from time to time, from like losing someone that was really close to me a long time ago, and that's what that whole EP is about. It's about going through the grieving process of like losing someone that you're really close to. And so like I locked myself, like I had a studio that it was my friend's studio that I was living with at the time. It was this big barn, and it was just like a pretty decent like home studio that I just locked myself in for like 12 hours a day. Like I was just in there like writing and screaming and crying and like just like sitting with these songs that we were writing, trying to like pull all of this like shit out of me that I needed to get out. So I think that like that EP, like as a whole, is probably like the craziest lyrics that I've written because it was just fueled by a lot of pain.
Dang. And what fueled the new record? Because like if you listen to it, it's like so angry. Like, come on, listen to Disappoint Me. Like, I trusted you, but now you disappoint. Like, really? Like, what fueled that for you?
I feel like there's been a lot of like as I was talking about like growing pains with becoming a little bit bigger throughout like such a short amount of time. I mean, we've only been a band for 4 years, you know what I mean? And we're already like, you know, coming onto the scene, and like I'm friends with people that I idolized for so many years, you know what I mean? So like I'm trying to adjust to all of these new friendships, and like with those new friendships come people who don't have your best interest in mind, and significant others that don't have your best interest in mind, and like a lot of that is like me feeling feral, right? So like that whole record is like the feeling of me, you know, having to relearn like myself and how to relearn how to like, you know, it's so basically I put it this way, right? It's so like if you find like someone who's like definitely feral, right? Like you find them in like they have to reacclimate to society to become a normal functioning human. So like all of feral is basically me like being feral. So like I was like a fucking weed smoking, not giving a fuck guy, and like I'm having to reacclimate to these like new relationships that I'm getting into with these people that I don't know, with these people that are like looking to, you know, hang out with me for clout or hang out with me because they think that they're going to gain something from it, or you know, like people who just feel like they can use you, you know what I mean? And like so that's just like what fueled a lot of that is like my hatred for people who try to like use other people for personal gain. And I feel like that was like it was like oozing out of me at the time pretty hard because I was like going through a breakup that I felt like that chick was literally just with me because she just like wanted to flex to her friends that she was dating a vocalist, and it was pretty lame. so I ripped it apart for sure.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, that's pretty fucked up. I mean, fuck that. Fuck all that, dude.
It was pretty brutal.
And then with you guys having so much, like, well, we have 4 releases now. Do you have any archived material that hasn't made it onto a record?
Oh, yeah. I have, there's so many. I mean, there's songs on Feral that were archived from On Death. Like, we wrote during the On Death sessions that, like, Recluse and Artificial Anatomy, both of those songs were written during the On Death writing sessions that we shelved, and we like brought it back for like a Dying Forever. We were like, oh dude, like this could be cool here, and then we were like, nah, fuck it, we're gonna write something different. And then we pulled them back out for Feral while we were writing. We were like, oh dude, like these songs are sick as fuck, dude, like we need to use these. And you know, now Artificial Anatomy is like, you know, one of our most popular songs like right now. And you know, it's pretty cool. Like, I think Recluse is one of my favorite ones, dude. Like, we brought that one to Matt, and now it's like super fucking cool. The intro is pretty dope. So, it was pretty weird. Yeah, we have a bunch of like, I have like a whole folder in my Dropbox that's just full of like old demos that we just probably will never use. To be honest with you,
you never know though, because you're saying you brought those back.
Right. Up. Yeah, but we write so much. It's like hard to like keep up with all of the demos that we have because. Like, we'll just write something, we'll be like, fuck it, we don't need that. And it'll just be, like, on the wayside so quickly. And we'll just find it, like, a year and a half later. We're like, oh, I remember writing that. What the hell?
And with you bringing those tracks to Feral, did anything change with them? Or, like, you guys recreated them since they're so older?
Yeah, we definitely, like, rehashed a couple riffs or, like, a couple transitions that felt a little... you know, not as put together. And like I definitely rewrote a lot of the vocal lines because like some of the vocals that I put on them were fucking trash, and I was just like, yeah, this is a lot of it. Honestly, a lot of those demos or whatever that made them so shot is because I was like, I was just like depressed and screaming over songs. So a lot of them were just like super sad. A lot of those songs, like vocally, were just like, I fucking hate myself. Ah! You know what I mean? And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna like not use this like in this context. You know what I mean? But
I mean, but what's cool about your lyrics is like it's one of my jams when I do my morning walks and stuff. Your stuff's so relatable. Like
yeah,
and that's what's cool, and that's what's cool when you play them live. Like it must touch the fans, and they must feel exactly your kind of feeling, you know?
yeah, definitely. I have a lot of people that come up to me that are just like, man, like you. I mean, I just had a kid the other day, dude. Like we played with Crown the Empire in Alabama,
I saw that.
and after the show, I'm sitting there, and I'm like talking to the Crown the Empire guys, and this kid comes walking up to me, and he just like hugs me, and I'm just like, and I just like hug him back, dude. I'm like, what's going on, bro? Because I'm like, dude, like I'm never like weird to people when they come up to me, like
Yeah.
unless they're just like super strange, you know what I mean? Like that's definitely happened. But this guy like hugged me and he just started like crying, man. And I was just like, man, like what's going on, dude? And he just was like, I got hit by a fucking dump truck like in 2019, and I couldn't walk for like a year. And he was just like, I listened to Left to Suffer every day during my fucking like during like my rehabilitation, and like he was like it just helped me walk again, bro. And I was just like, he was like, your words just like picked me up, man. And I just was like, I just started like crying. I was like, dude, like, I don't know. I just think it's insane, dude. Because I remember when I was younger, dude, I connected to vocals all the like lyrics and shit all the time. You know what I mean? Whenever you're younger and you find your favorite bands, and you just live and die by those words. You know, and it's just crazy that like I supply that for people now, you know, and that's a hard thing for me to wrap my head around, but I'm also so fucking thankful that I can like I can like give that to somebody, because that feeling is like bar none. You like feeling like someone that's like knows you, you know what I mean? They're like, damn, this person's also going through something that I'm going through, you know?
Oh,
So
I agree. I mean,
it's
like
one of the many things I love about being a vocalist.
oh yeah. I mean, like I said, music is everything. Like everyone lives off that and thrives off of it, so it's nice.
Yeah.
So you've done so many collaboration. What's your dream collab that you would love to do now?
Probably Limp Bizkit.
Oh, that'd be sick, dude.
I want to do a collab with Fred Durst so bad.
I could see it happening, man. That guy's open for anything, it seems
I
like.
would be so hyped on that. I would be so stoked. I'm working on something right now. I can't talk about like what it is, but I'm working with a guy whose solo project from like one of the biggest bands like in the scene, and I've collabed with two of my dream people on that record, which is insane. So I'm pretty stoked.
It's like your life's becoming so like bucket list, like you're crossing everything off.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah, it's been nuts recently for sure.
And you've done, like I said, you've done so many collabs. What have been your favorite 3 that you've done?
Favorite 3. So Kim Drack is probably one of them. I love him. Sullivan King was probably another one that was really cool. And damn, I mean, Project Vengeance is like a collab all in itself. Like I think that's like one of my favorite things that I'm doing right now, because I love those guys. All of those dudes are like my best friends, dude. Like I love them, and I think that it's like really cool that we get to do shit like that. So yeah, those are probably like my 3 favorites for sure.
Hell yeah, yeah! Everyone's super like happy about you and Will and Darius and everyone working. That's like the dream team, dude. Like everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, dude. Like it's fucking. It's like it's something that like I don't think anybody thought would ever happen. Like, and it's just yeah, dude. It's just fucking insane. Like that we get to actually like do some shit, and now we're working on an EP, so it's like we're just not stopping it either. So it's going to be pretty cool.
What I just love about that whole project that you guys do have is that you guys are all different. Will sings different than Darius. You sing different than Will, and Taylor sings different. It's like it's a whole crazy situation, but it's you guys all bring a different element to the band. It's fucking sick.
Dude, it's fucking insane. It's pretty wild working with everybody too, because everybody has such cool ideas, and so we're all just like fucking creating this like pasta of shit. Like every time we track or whatever, it's just always like so many vocals, but it's so fucking dope.
At least it doesn't feel like there's too many like chefs in the kitchen, at least, right?
Oh nah, honestly, because everybody kind of just like fits their role pretty well. You know what I mean? We all like work together very well, like which is crazy because I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I thought it was gonna be way more difficult to like try to like get everybody like coordinated, but everybody's so fucking laid back and cool. It's been really easy.
That's pretty cool. And you sing so many different styles. How did you discover to make those work for Left to Suffer?
I mean, it's honestly just trial and error. I think I just like, you know, the guys will write something and I'll just be like, okay, cool, let's see what sounds cool over this. And I'll just like scout out a bunch of different ideas, whether it be like gutturals, mids, clean singing, like whatever the fuck it is over it, you know, and it's just kind of like whatever sounds the coolest to me at the time is what I'll just run with. But you know, it's like I said, it's all just like trial and error. I just try everything to try to like see what's going on with it.
What I kind of noticed from like listening is, and maybe I got this wrong, but I feel like one of your guys' influences, and maybe like I said, maybe I'm wrong, Marilyn Manson. Like just when you guys have the like the cleanish kind of vocals, that reminds me of Marilyn. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, yeah, Marilyn Manson. I mean, Korn. Like a lot of stuff like that. Like it's definitely very influential to us for sure.
Definitely. Well, I thought it was cool. And then with you being in 2 other bands, how do you juggle being in 3 bands at once?
I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, I think this is what music is what I do. You know what I mean? Like I don't work a 9 to 5. So I'm sitting right here. Like this is literally where I sit every day, and I'll sit here and I'll just like I have everything I need right here. Like I sit here, I have this, and I just like I can rip this fucking thing apart if I want, and then I can, you know, stream. I can make my money from my computer. So like it's just kind of like it's pretty easy, especially because I'm just like super like driven about music. So I just love being able to just put my soul into something and just kind of like sit in my house in the comforts of my own home and just kind of be able to produce things that are fucking fun. That's why I like doing different types of music. So I have phone booth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just have a bunch of different outlets, which keeps it like fresh.
Yeah. What I've been noticing, you've been doing a lot of the one takes like Will does, like how he does a bunch of different styles, which is pretty cool. Like a lot of people love seeing that shit.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's like if you can do a bunch of things, like content is king, you know what I mean? So I mean, just put it on the internet, why not, you know? And I think Will definitely kind of inspired me to do the one take thing. So I started trying my hand at those a little bit more.
Yeah, you're killing it. So what kind of vocal warm-ups do you do for like even with like with recording, or it can be with like live, unless it is him?
So I'm kind of a piece of shit when it comes to stuff like this. Sometimes I don't warm up, just being completely honest with you. If I feel like I'm just having a good day, like if I talk a lot during the day, then my voice just feels warm. And but sometimes, like, you know, if I'm feeling kind of shot, I'll be like, cool, I'll run through like my scales. So I'll do like scales because I did chorus for 8 years.
Nice.
So I'll do like singing scales, like do 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 do, and run all the way up and down. And then I'll do like some like Mongolian like throat like you know, singing vibrato stuff or whatever. So I'll just sit there and it's like, and then that just kind of turns into like, you know what I mean? It just kind of like you can kind of just like fall into it, and then whatever that feels like you know, you can like bridge the gap real easily. It's when I know my voice is ready to go. So a lot of just like talking and singing though, just making sure like my regular talking voice feels fine. Is like I'm pretty set to scream because it doesn't hurt my voice at all to scream. It's just like doing it differently and louder.
And definitely with all the different little styles you do during the stuff too. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. And for you, how do you get ready for a tour?
Well, I'm supposed to be at practice right now, but Don't tell anybody. I for getting ready for tour, I pretty much just like run through everything that I need to do. Like, don't make sure I don't flub any of my own lyrics. And I just kind of, I don't know. I mean, like getting ready for tour, like vocally, yeah, like vocally, it's really just like it's a day to day thing because like you're especially like you can't really like prep for a
Yeah.
tour vocally, and like because you could prep for like the first show, but it's like it's really like a day to day thing in my opinion because like if you have, 5 shows a week, right, and like you feel good for the first 3, but then like on the 4th show you're playing in like Denver,
Yeah.
like it's going to be a completely different feeling because you're so high and like you're literally like you're playing at like I don't know, like 3,000 feet above sea level or some shit like that. So like your air supply is going to be fucked. Like the air is going to be way drier, so you have to hydrate more. So it's just like there's a lot of like weird nuances to touring and being a vocalist that you have to like watch out for. Because if you're playing in like dry states like that, it's like the air is like super dry, like on the West Coast. Like you have to make sure you're hydrating more because your fucking vocals will just like fry out.
Dang.
And so there's just like it's really all just like geography based. I feel like it's like depending on where you are or how your body feels. Like if your voice is tired one day and you feel like you kind of blew it out the day before, then you just kind of like draw back a little bit live the next day and kind of like do a little bit of a different vocal technique so it gets the same thing across.
That's crazy.
It's a weird game.
I bet it's way different than what like people that play instrument. Well, I mean, vocals is an instrument, but you know what I mean. It's way different.
It's a weird game for sure. You have to you have to listen to your body at all times. It's like your body will tell you when you're okay and when you're not. So.
Oh yeah, and then going into a tour, how do you guys go about picking the set list since you guys are still sort of like an opener band?
Yeah, so on this next tour, we're actually co-headlining, so we actually had a little bit more freedom. But for all of our previous tours, like our opening tours, we'll pretty much just kind of like cater to the headliner. So, oh, jeez, I got a fucking coffee burp. Sorry, but so like on the last one, like Chelsea Grin was headlining. We were like, yo, let's play like the fucking most ignorant, heavy ass set that we can, and even like on the Crown the Empire, run, like we were like, yo, we can throw some like metalcore stuff in there because like we're like trying to appease different like versions of fans, you know what I mean? Like so like the metalcore crowd, like we'll probably be doing more metalcore tours next year. And it's just like instead of just straight deathcore tours, like we'll be probably breaking into that market a little bit more. So there'll be a lot more of the like melodic stuff on those tours. And then a lot more, like if we're on a deathcore tour, you can expect us to just be like balls to the wall playing like Loathe and Burden and, all of the like really heavy shit that we have too.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is cool about us too, is like we can really do whatever we want. Like we can go on a metalcore tour and still make sense. And and then we can go on a deathcore tour and still fucking make sense. And I think that that's really cool that we get to like, branch out in these different markets,
Definitely. And so you've been on like almost every different type of deathcore tour, even metalcore tours. What is your dream tour lineup for you for Left to Suffer?
Slipknot.
Ooh.
Slipknot, Korn, Amir, Left to Suffer. That's what I want the tour. I want that tour so bad.
And then with like what I love asking is because like a lot of bands kind of do where they pick an album to play. Do you want them to play their hits, or would you like Slipknot to do all of Iowa or
Iowa for sure? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And then I want Korn. I want Korn to do all of Issues. And then I want Amir to do all of Look at Yourself.
Oh, that'd be sick, man. Yeah. And then what record would you guys do? Like just the new one?
Probably our next record that's coming out. Because it's we already have our next album written, and I'm way stoked on that, honestly. But also, Feral is sick. If we have to choose the ones that are out, then Feral would be my choice because I love that record. So,
without going to like into too much detail, because you can't, do you feel like your guys' sound has grown a lot for the next record compared to Feral?
It's probably the most different Left to Suffer record. There's the heaviest stuff that we've ever written on it, and there's also the most radio shit that we have ever written on it as well.
Right.
So, and there's one song that literally is the heaviest shit we've ever written and the most radio stuff together in like one song. So it's like insane. But yeah, that record's literally insane. And we wrote it with like Morgoth in LA, and there's like Lil Lotus is on it, and Alejandro Aranda's on it from American Idol. And there's just like a lot of things, like Darius from Spite's on the next record. Like, yeah.
I love me some Spite, as you can tell.
I can tell, yeah. I was about to say, that's why I threw it in there. I saw your shirt. I was like, yeah, Darius is also on. He came out and hung out while we were in LA. I hung out with him a few times. I love that man.
He's cool. When they did the whiskey, I approached him because he just recently like did the last record and released that. That's one of the best Spite records. I feel like it
is the best Spite record.
Like he found his vocals, in my opinion, which the vocals have never been bad. I'm not saying that.
Ever.
I'm just saying as you grow as a vocalist, he's there.
It's the I'm dedicated to the fucking flag.
Oh, he's so sick, man.
That shit is so fire, bro. I literally used to be the biggest Spite fanboy for like the longest time. Before I like met them or whatever. Like now their bass player and Alex and Darius and like are literally like some of my like best friends, dude. I love them. We went on tour together and it was like one of the best tours I've ever been on. We like hung out every day. We were just drinking and getting fucked up and playing metal, and it was fucking awesome.
Hey, that's cool though. The best part is like with Spite is like when you guys decide, nothing against, I love Fit for an Autopsy and Attila's cool. But when you guys brought Darius, and I was like, there you go. You guys fucking found where you guys are all different. That's perfect. I loved that. I loved it. I was like, yes.
Oh, yeah. I was stoked to bring Darius on, too. I just didn't think I think he was going to be too cool for us, to be honest with you. Because Darius is like the dark horse, dude. He's a little fucking, he's like a fucking Mr. Tough guy. So I didn't think he was going to want to join us, dude. But, he was just like, oh, absolutely. So it was cool.
That's cool. That's fucking sick, though.
Yeah.
And then, so basically, with this record being out, what has been your favorite songs to perform off of it?
So we've only, I think, Disappoint Me, honestly. So because Disappoint Me is like, it's a crowd favorite. It's literally our most popular song right now. So it's crazy how hard it's crushing like every other song we've ever put out. And it seems like when we play it live, everybody's just like fucking amped that it's like the song's on. And I just love fucking not doing the Disappoint Me part, just putting the microphone in there, and everyone's just like, Disappoint Me. It's so fucking fun. And then that breakdown's just fun to play. Like that. I just love that shit, but it's fun. I think that's like probably my favorite one because it's just like super. It's super quick. Like it's only like a 2.5 minute long song, so you just like fucking rip through it, and everybody's just like fucking 2.5 minutes of like super like hardcore energy.
I agree.
And it was pretty sweet. But yeah, that one, and I mean, I think we've only played that in Artificial Anatomy, but Artificial Anatomy is fun to play live too. But on this next tour, we're playing the full album, like
that's gonna be sick
front
though.
To back, so yeah.
And then, so with you playing live, is there any songs that still hit you the same as the first time they like you played them live?
Anger never gets old. That's a crowd favorite again. Like that's just like that line that I put in that song is just gonna be forever iconic, I think, in my career. And everyone just like knows me as the God basher now, I guess, because everyone's just like fucking fuck your God and his only son, dude. Like they just like love that shit, dude. It's so fucking funny. I had some kid in a grocery store fucking scream that at me, like in like just regular, like in a regular grocery store, just like on like a Thursday. He was like fuck your God and his only son, Taylor. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like, please stop.
I'm gonna laugh if like he was with his mom and his mom's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, bro, it's insane. Like some people just be doing crazy shit in public when they see me, bro. Like I had to get passed out one time. There's just so many fucking things going on. It's just insane.
I mean, that must be a huge compliment. He passed out when he met you. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just always like so crazy because I'm just like, bro, you don't have to pass out. It's just me, dude. It's like nothing crazy. I'm not Justin Bieber. You know what I mean?
Hey, you might be of the deathcore, maybe. Imagine.
I think that's Will.
It's like I said, you've literally toured with everyone under the moon. Who has been your favorite to tour with so far?
Oh, don't do that to me. Everyone's my
Okay.
friend.
Can I get like a top 5?
Yeah, top 5 will have to be Spite, Traders, Chelsea Grin, Crown Magnetar, and Body Snatcher. I think would be my top 5, and then right after that would be Carnifex. So
dang, that's like a banger list right there. Like perfect, like all perfection.
Yeah. I love honestly. Although we've been on some sick ass tours, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love the Body Snatcher tour was crazy. If that tour was like a tour now, like it was Body Snatcher, Boundaries, us, and Mouth for War.
Dang,
like that is such a sick ass tour.
Too.
Yeah, Boundaries is dope, and they're like
they don't get enough credit. Like people try to put them as like an opener type of band. Nah, like they crush.
Dude,
they fucking kill.
They crush. Yeah.
I think I'd love for Left to Suffer, Spite, Lorna, and a Knocked Loose tour. That'd be sick. Right there.
That would be a very irresponsible tour, I think.
That'd be like a lot of
people
trouble.
would be hurting, dude. People would be getting hurt at those shows, that's for sure.
But it would be a banger tour, though. You know,
it would sell out in like a week.
I think it would sell out within like probably like the day it goes on sale, because Knocked Loose is selling,
insane.
Lorna Shore's selling, you guys are killing it, and Spite's fucking killing it. You know, that's sick.
That tour would be insane for sure.
And then, so what do you learn from the bands that you go on tour with?
Just different tour like habits. You know what I mean? Like I watch like these people like that have been touring for years. Like, you know, I'm only 2 years, 3 years into touring. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'm still trying to figure it out. And I just like watch the way like people like exist on the road. Like whether it be like some people pack like 4 days worth of clothes, and like that's how they tour. And it's just like, but it's like keeps it light, and it makes so much more sense, because on my first tour, I packed like 2 weeks worth of clothes, and I'm just like drowning in laundry. I'm just like, oh my god, I have way too many fucking clothes. Like this is fucked, and I'm having to like separate my like dirty clothes from like all these clean clothes that I have, and now I only pack like maybe a week of worth of clothes, and like now I'm just like trying to figure out the like balance of like what to bring and like what's too much to bring. And like things that like help me on the road, like whether it be like, you know, just like an extra water bottle that I keep in my bench, so I don't have to like do all this other stuff, and just like, you know, I don't know, it's pretty much just like it's urban camping. So you just have to like figure out how to camp in a city, and like you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm just loving the whole, I used to pack 2 weeks of clothes. Like, I'm just like thinking, damn, dude, you're like packing like a chick does. Like when they
Dude, I am a chick when it comes to that stuff, because I have, you know, I used to, not so much anymore. I think I've like reduced my closet down a lot, but I used to have like so many like different clothes and stuff. And I just like was like, oh yeah, like I need this. I have to bring this. Oh, I have to bring this. Oh, I have to bring this. And now I'm just like, bro, fuck it. I'm just throwing 5 shirts in there. I'm throwing like fucking 7 or 8 pairs of pants, and I'm gonna rock, dude. And that's it, bro. Because like I'll just like it's gross as fuck, but like you wear the same shirt on stage pretty much. Like you'll alternate between 2 stage shirts for like a week, and it's just like you have to just like keep those like quarantined, because they're just like stiff with sweat. It's just like, but like you're just alternating like clean clothes outside of that to whenever you're not wearing your shit on stage. Because if you're trying to like wear different outfits on stage every night, it's fucked. You're just gonna be, all of your clothes are gonna get fucking ruined, and it's just like you're just screwed. But so like, and I dealt with that a lot with like my first like tour, like first 2 tours. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wear all these different outfits on stage and try to look cool and stuff. And like, I threw that shit out the window quick. I was like, oh man, this is like all of my fucking shirts are dirty. Now I'm fucked. I don't have anything to sleep in that's clean. Like I'm screwed.
I'm just thinking of you, because I've seen like Priest so many times. I'm thinking of you being like the deathcore Rod Halford right now, where he puts on 8 different outfits throughout the whole
That's me. Yeah,
and I'm just like, damn, dude.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard pill to swallow. That's for sure. I was just like struggling so hard to try to find balance. I was like, God damn, dude.
Then you just got left with the left to suffer shirts where you had to wear the merch all week because you ran out of clothes.
Dude, Dad, I've done it. I've been there. I've been that guy. I've just had to rock our own shit because I'm just out of clothes, dude. And I'm just hurting for anything, dude. I have like no fucking underwear, dude. I'm just like free balling in jeans, dude. It's just so bad.
That sounds so awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Yeah, like touring is so sick, dude.
What show has meant the most to you?
Probably on this last tour we played in Orlando, and I got to meet my biological father for the first time.
Okay. That's cool.
And so he came to the show, and I got to like play in front of him for like the first time. So I thought that was like a show that meant a lot to me for sure.
Did you have him like go side stage since it's gonna be mayhem inside your guys' crowd?
He actually just wanted to stand all the way in the back. He was like, "I'm gonna stand all the way in the back so I can like hear it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, man. Like wherever you want to go, dude." Like, so he stood like all the way in the back of the venue, like behind everybody, so he could hear everything. So I was like, "Oh yeah, pretty cool."
That must have been really cool, actually.
Yeah, I cried. It was cool. I'm a little baby though. I like crying.
It's okay. I mean, crying's normal. Whoever like people need to like, what do you call it? Make that word normalize crying. Crying's okay.
Yeah, facts. I mean, that's why I make sad music, so we're good.
Yeah. And then, do you have any touring rituals?
Touring rituals. I mean, I'm kind of superstitious, so like sometimes like I have to like sleep a certain way, or I feel like I'm not gonna have a good show the next day. Or I do like I have to like this. It's like really random small things that I can't like think of off the top of my head now. Like I'll just be like, oh, I have to like drink this amount of water before I go on stage, or it'll make me feel like shit. You know what I mean? Or it's like if I don't drink enough of this water, like I'll be dehydrated, or like I'll have a bad show. Or like I can't eat within 2 hours of me going on stage because I'm like it'll like ruin me and I'll have a bad set or I'll throw up on stage because I'm like that's like my biggest fear is just like projectile vomiting on stage for some reason. I don't know why. That's like something that haunts me while I'm on stage. Like if I ever feel like queasy, I just like run off stage. Like I've thrown up on stage once and it was like I had to like sprint off side stage and just like throw up in like on the ground and just like sprint back out. But you know.
That would be scary, but that would make you guys go very viral.
I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to fucking go viral for that though.
I'm just. Do you guys have any crazy like rider requests for your guys' riders?
Rider, we last tour we just had. I think our rider was just a charcuterie board, a 6-pack of Corona, meal replacement bars, Gatorades, a pack of water, and. God, what? I think I asked for something that was pretty funny. I told them to put a pack of extra small condoms on there as a joke. Like
that's perfect.
But like they didn't do it because they thought that they were gonna get in trouble if they threw in something that was a joke. And so I never got my wish for the extra small condoms. But
did you get a buyout for that or what?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got a buyout, and like I don't think we ever got it either, unfortunately, because they would just like it would just be for the bit, you know what I mean? Like,
you guys end up having like 50 packs from like all the shows,
and people are just like, "What in the fuck, dude?"
So here's my question though: if you're getting a 6-pack of Corona, I almost said Coors Light. What are you guys like splitting it within the band or like sharing, like passing? It's your turn to drink.
So I don't really drink like that. And so like really the only 2 people that drink are like my guitarist and my bass player. And I'll drink from like time to time, but every time I end up drinking, it's like White Claws like on somebody's bus, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't really need a rider beer because I don't fucking drink while I'm on stage. And yeah. I say that with like my friend's gin bottle sitting up here. That's so funny.
And do you have any crazy eating habits on tour?
I eat like shit on tour.
I
just like, yeah, dude, we eat like, we like go to like Whataburger and fucking Wawa and Sheetz like all the time and Denny's and fucking, that's like all we eat, dude. Like, it's like, we go to like fucking McDonald's if it's too late, or we go to Wawa if we're in the right fucking city, or Sheetz, or or Wawa, right? Is that what I said? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like fucking all the time, dude. Like it's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks in the tour, you're like, bro, can we please eat something else?
So
That's why we ended up starting getting fucking like meal replacement bars, because we were just like, I don't want to fucking eat this dog shit food. I'm just gonna eat this fucking protein bar and go to sleep.
I interviewed Chase of Wolf Sulfur like probably like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, did you guys go to Chili's with them? Because that was their little crazy eating habit.
Fuck no, I hate Chili's. Even if they asked me to go to Chili's, I'd be like, absolutely not. Chase, I love you, but I can't do it. No shot.
Also, they could have given
They
you
have chips and salsa anywhere. I'm not going to Chili's for chips and salsa. I'd rather go to like a Mexican restaurant and get chips and salsa instead of going to fucking Chili's. There's no shot.
It makes sense. I mean, their salsa is pretty shitty. Let's be honest. Okay, so with your like daily music, does it change on tour or does it stick to about the same?
I listen to a lot of pop music, which is fucking weird, and I feel like everybody gives me shit for it. I have like this one band that I listen to a lot. They're called Nightly, and they're like my comfort band. Like I'll listen to that a lot, like while I'm on the road. Like I love Nightly, but yeah, it's a lot of pop and it's a lot of like rap. Like it's like Polo G, Shakewell, Fat Nick, Puya, Ghostmain, Suicide Boys. Like I listen, but I also listen to like I said, like Polo G and fucking Big Shaq and fucking just like Lil Durk and King Von. Like I listen to all sorts of fucking rap, but I also listen to a lot of just like what's on here? Let me open this driving playlist. Hold on. Yeah, see, like this is like my regular driving playlist, like Crown the Empire, Dayseeker, Honey Revenge, Too Close to Touch, Rain City Drive, Waster, In Our Own Words. So it's kind of pop punk. Low Spirit, which is my boy. Shout out Low Spirit. Louis Capaldi, fucking Alejandro Aranda. Yeah, bro. I listen to so much. Holding Absence, Young Pinch, Morgan Wallen. Jeez, dude. I have such an eclectic music taste. Like I really like. It's just whatever I think sounds good, and I'm just like really attached to like catchy choruses. So like that's really what I like. I drive to.
Hey, but that's like some of the best music right there. Like a lot of people expect people to listen to either what they play or something crazy hard. I think some of the catchiest songs are some of the best things ever to listen to.
Yeah. I mean, my gym playlist, which is another thing I drive to, is Signs of the Swarm, Chelsea Grin, Spite, Knocked Loose, Distant, Lorna Shore, Straight from the Path, Polaris, City Morgue, Alpha Wolf. Yeah. I have a bunch of different I have like so many different like playlists. Like I have a playlist that has like Creed, Three Doors Down, fucking Alice in Chains, like all sorts of fucking shit on it.
Next, you're gonna say you have like a new metal playlist where it's
I do, where it's Limp Bizkit, Korn, Slipknot, System of a Down. Like I have all sorts of shit on that too. I have like Kitties on there and fucking Coal Chamber. Like there's all sorts of shit. Yeah, my band is a new metal band. Like we love new metal.
Oh, new metal is the best, man. And then you've been in the industry for quite a while now. Well, 3 years. What advice would you give your younger self?
Don't jump at every opportunity that's thrown at you, and be smart with your money. That's gonna be another thing. Like be smart with your money. Make sure you are not scared about taking risks, because that's like the biggest thing I feel like for like upcoming artists is like they're too afraid to take that that first leap. That's gonna be super uncomfortable. I struggled for a long time, you know what I mean? Like I fucking was broke and just fucking fucked for like the first couple of years, like really up until like last year, really. I was just like broke and miserable, and but I still like stuck by it because I wanted to do music so bad, and I think having to get through that is like what people are like, oh, you have to sell your soul to music. Like that's what selling your soul is like you have to like eat shit for a minute for you to like succeed. Yeah. So that's my only advice is just to fucking eat shit and don't complain about it and be smart with your financials.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what advice would you give upcoming bands that want to follow in your footsteps?
Fucking get on the internet, make content, fucking play shows. Don't fucking play shows that you don't need to play. Don't oversaturate yourself. Get a manager, get somebody who's like gonna really go and fight for you. If you don't get a manager, then manage yourself smartly. Like smartly, is that a word? Manage yourself smart. Be smart when you're managing yourself. And just don't don't play shows just to play shows.
Yeah.
Don't take fucking 6 months to release music or take a year to release music. Don't you just gotta keep people engaged, and you gotta like enjoy what you're doing. Don't lose the love for it. I've watched too many people lose their love for music because it gets too hard.
Oh yeah, you have accomplished so much so far. What's left on your bucket list to accomplish?
Everything. I haven't accomplished anything in my head yet.
Dang. So what do you have on your bucket list?
I want to tour Europe. I want to tour out of the country. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Japan. I want to keep putting out music. I want it to meet more people. I want to play bigger shows. I want to be something for somebody. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I want to give back to music as much as it's given to me my entire life, and I just won't stop. And I'm not satisfied with being good enough.
Yeah, definitely. And then for someone listening to you guys for the first time, what top 3 songs would you have them listen to?
Anger, Disappoint Me, and Consistent Suffering.
All 3 songs. So what can everyone expect from you guys in 2023, 2024?
We will be touring all the fucking time. New fucking album. Definitely. So just new music, new tours, fucking more collabs, more fucking. I don't know. That's all we do is collab. We tour. We put out music. I can't wait to fucking meet new people. And if anybody like comes to the show for the first time, come up and say what's up. I'm not gonna bite. I'm pretty laid back. Honestly, most of the time I'm pretty high, so you can just come up and say what's up, and I'll be stoked to talk to you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just be vibing, fucking grinding my ass off, per usual. Nothing's ever gonna stop the train, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. And then where can everyone keep up with you guys and buy this new amazing record you guys dropped?
Yeah, you can get Feral anywhere, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, wherever the hell that you get music from. It's even on Bandcamp.
Nice.
And you can check out Left to Suffer on all social medias at Left to Suffer. And my socials are at Taylor Suffers on every social media. So you can just come hit me up or hit the band up. And it's usually me running the socials anyway. So you can fucking say what's up.
Nice. Well, I'd like to thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me. I appreciate it. I love doing interviews. It's just fun.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to end the show. See you guys next interview.